But we were just talking about a couple things, and Paul, we gotta ask you a very important and serious question here. So, Big Red's got an internet trend that he's got to see if you've heard about.
So this came across to my attention, and I don't know why. Apparently, there's a belief that if you dip your balls in soy sauce, you can taste it.
I'll never find out.
What the fuck?
Well,
Lumpy's looking at me with this look of curiosity, so I think we need to make it clear that none of us need to ever do that. Is that agreed, gentlemen?
That's definitely agreed.
I promise that will never happen.
I don't have balls to dip, but if I did, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do it?
I'm proud of you.
No.
That's the right answer. There's
now,
a parent.
I would dip my tits in soy sauce to see if you could taste it.
There you go.
That would be fun.
Video or it didn't happen.
Yeah. 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 Yo, step right in, it's a funky display. Talking shit, today's the vibe we portray. No filters, no rules, just letting it flow. Strap in, folks, it's the shit show. Welcome to the shit show, buckle up tight. We're dropping raw truth, keeping it light. Laughs and chaos, that's how we play. Talking shit today, all night, all day. Day, 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 day. All day, 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 day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we are talking shit today, celebrating 1 fucking year of this shit show.
Back, fellas.
Yeah, God, 1 year. Gee, you all think you'd ever make it this far?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
He said it was a year. I was like, it's been a year already?
Yeah.
Like, already?
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, this is 26, and we were all on 8 as the very first guest they ever had. So that's crazy amount of time ago.
Yeah, so let me give a little setup here. So here on the line with us. So, of course, I'm General X. So we got Lumpy with us, as he's been from the beginning. And Big Red Whiskey that's been on since, like you just said, episode 8. And then joining us remotely is the Whiskey Witch and Whiskey Odin. Happen to be this show's very first guests.
Welcome.
So, in a sense here, we're coming full circle, and we've been so thrilled to have this friendship with you guys and to have you back on the show. So, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having us.
We miss you guys.
We were talking about it. We're like, what do we want to do for the 1 year? And it's like, well, it makes perfect sense. Let's get, Odin and the Witch back on. They were the first people we had, in studio with it, live guests nonetheless. So,
and it was a blast.
Thank you.
That was such a fun show.
And since we are celebrating a year, we're going to do a few things here. So I put together a bunch of random facts about the show. Feel free to chime in whether you know the fact or not. And no points awarded or taken, especially for the folks here who actually have to listen to the shit show. And Lumpy, who's the editor, who has to listen to it over and fucking over and over again until it can actually sound good. So we're going to have some fun with that. We're also going to get into our regular segment. So to set up what we're going to have in the glass in a little bit, which Odin, I understand you're going to be sharing as well, is a Russell's 13-year, the 45th edition anniversary special. So we're super excited to get into this bottle, as this bottle is kind of a milestone for the distillery. This is a milestone episode for us, so we thought it was fitting for that.
Okay.
We're going to get into our Am I the Asshole segment, which I really can't wait to hear everyone's opinion on this. We're going to, of course, listen and get into that. We do have a pretty intense men's mental health segment to get into. So, and then, of course, for the two of you joining us remotely, we can't wait to hear all the really cool things that you've got going on. Distributorships, maybe. New bottles, new flavors, new support, new festivals. You guys are doing pretty much everything, so we can't wait to get into that with you guys. Okay. How's that sound, everybody?
For me.
All right. So
the fact thing I'm not so sure about.
Okay. And so, Lumpy, as I'm thinking about this here, first, let me get into, if this is your first time listening to the shit show, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, follow, like, share with your friends, family. have them join in with you in the shit show and have as much fun as we are. Thank you very much for that. And
Hey, X, what's in our glass?
What's in a glass? What's in a glass? Sip slow, talk slick, made the good times last. Clink it one time, then we run that track. Talking shit today, what's in a glass? 2 mics, 1 vibe, big grin in the room. Notes in the air like a bassline groove. Sniff, sip, then the truth gets passed. We don't start the show till we answer. What's in a glass?
we are going to get into a very special bottle, I believe. Although, Odin, I got to ask, where do you keep this bottle on your shelf?
It is on the shelf above the big window. All
Okay.
the Russells are up there.
Oh, that's perfect. So it's accessible. You don't have to climb any large ladders to get to it.
No, I can get to it off the 3 foot.
That is perfect. That means it's, so for the folks that don't know, the higher you go up on Odin shelves, the less it's liked by the crew. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say. We have no top shelf right now. It is all either given away or in a 5-gallon barrel.
I did watch that little series you guys put together for that. Have you tasted your mixed barrel yet?
Yes, believe it or not, it's pretty good.
Send handshakes.
I love that.
Which was crazy.
But
Yeah.
we're going to crack that for the Odin 60th birthday, so hopefully you guys will be here.
Yep,
Ooh.
next month.
How
Oh,
far out is
shit.
that? Next week?
What?
He said, how far
What'd you
away
say?
is the 60th?
March.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
So we're going to have a big get together in March. We'll start getting that plan probably right after Christmas.
That's awesome.
I like it.
Well,
So we'll give a list to Airbnbs in the area because we only have by then we'll have a second cabin. We only have 2 cabins. And we have plenty of places to sleep here too, in the barn and around that place. So
Yeah, somebody will get
You can
Odin and just
fall
pass out.
down drunk wherever.
Yeah, they'll just pass out with their face on the bar.
Possibly, we've had it happen.
I'm sure.
First time I ever met Cameron, who is Cameron in the videos. First time I ever met Cameron, he fell asleep at the pavilion bar up by the pool.
That's
I
funny.
love that.
Passed out.
Passed out. He passed out and was snoring. No
Well-
one talking to him.
Odin himself Saturday.
Yeah, I owed myself Saturday. Steph and Danielle came, and I started drinking with them about 4 o'clock. And
Okay.
by 11 o'clock, I was done. I was done.
That's amazing.
Kerry had come up, who has Warrenstone Bourbon Society, and of course he brought a bunch of hazmat. And by that time, I was already 3 sheets when he got here at 7 o'clock. So
Okay.
It's like a marathon.
it was fun. Lisa had to drive me home, and it is a half mile from our house to here.
Wow. I love that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get into some details on this bottle for the folks that care. So this is a spring 2026 limited release of the Russell's Reserve 13. It's made to mark the 45th year of Eddie Russell's career at Wild Turkey. And the bottle itself is 121.2 proof. And while we go back and we think about that very first episode that we were all on together, I'm going to throw a little bit of trivia. And Lumpy can't answer this one, but does everyone remember the phrase that got coined that night that we were all together? And I will drop a hint that it all started with the Wyatt Earp 13 year.
I definitely do because I use it all the time, but I'm going to get them the chance to say it.
Seriously,
Oh, yeah.
I cannot literally remember what I ate for lunch yesterday, and you want me to remember trivia?
Ah,
All right.
all
Well,
right. So Lumpy,
since I said it, I see.
Paul, do you remember the first episode? He went to go get his Russell.
Okay.
Do you remember the very first episode when we did the Wyatt Earp? What was the coin that got the term that got coined that night? Do you remember what that was?
Garbage?
Well, that's pretty good. That's close.
That's a lot politer.
X had mentioned, you want another pour of that Wyatt Earp? I said, I'd rather suck on a rabid gorilla's asshole than have
oh
another
my God,
sip of
yeah,
that.
okay, now I do remember that.
That's the bottle that even the dog
That's
didn't want
right.
anything to do with.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. I'm having
But-
grills, that's all. I remember that.
But thank you for sharing. So,
Indeed.
and I might have created some stuff that's on my countertop right now that's in the 170 range. So, we'll have to share a little bit of details when you guys come down again. So going in.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
We're waiting for you guys. We're waiting for you guys to get up here.
I know.
Sure.
It's a trip we absolutely have to make. So going into this bottle here, we know it's 121.2 proof. And the reason why I even stopped at the proof statement was the fact that this is my starting point, really. Yeah, there's some 90 proofers, 100 proofers that are good and all that, but 120 and up, that's, I think, where it starts getting good. So I'm excited for this.
I do too.
This is a pretty standard mash bill. So it's a 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. Despite the 13-year age statement, it says that this release reportedly includes blending from barrels as old as 18 years. So, and we would like to invite the two of you, so Whiskey Witch, if you're having some as well, and I know what you're saying is about bourbon, that it will lie to you, so hopefully this one doesn't lie to you. We would like to invite you both to give us the rating scale that we have here on Talking Shit Today. So if you're up for that, we'd like to go ahead and pour it and start going around the horn, starting with maybe you, Whiskey Witch, unless you're not participating, and then that's fine too.
No, yeah,
She got it in her hand.
Yeah, I've got my nose to it right now.
Well, that's
Okay.
good. We got to open it. So hold on a second while I pop this cork for the first time.
Oh,
All over you.
I love that
Stand
sound.
top.
Interesting fun fact with regards to that age statement.
Yes.
On a cola label, okay, you have to put the youngest age of the bourbon that is in the bottle.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
So, yeah. So just so you guys know that in the future, if you look at blends and you see like they're saying this is what 18 year, that's the
That's
youngest.
13. That's also
13. Okay, so yeah, that's the youngest in the bottle.
Okay. Well, very cool. And just to give everyone a reminder on the rating scale that we have here. So we rate a handful of categories, and we have no numbers. We don't have a room for numbers in the shit show because we can't really count much higher than 2 or 3 most days anyway. So it makes it easy for us. We rate the appearance, we rate the nose, we rate the palate, we rate the finish, and then we talk a bit about the value, although value doesn't really play a part in the actual rating system itself. And then on the scale, we're going to judge it as either dog shit, garbage, meh, solid, banger, or legendary. So, we ready to take this in?
Sure.
Ladies first.
I can already tell you mine.
Okay.
All right.
So on the nose,
Yes.
it's got a beautiful note. There's a lot of vanilla on that. Not a lot of ethanol at all. Color is really nice on this. Paul's got this in a Diamas,
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of hard for me to take a look a lot at the legs, but it does look like it's got really nice legs on it.
So, as far as that appearance
Yeah, for
goes,
sure.
what would you give it? Dog shit, garbage, meh, solid, banger, or legendary? For what you can see.
Meh
Okay.
on that appearance.
Sure.
Say the rating scale again, so I have it again.
Yeah, that's okay. Dog shit. So I'm going to go from lowest to highest. So dog shit, garbage, meh, solid, banger, or legendary?
Solid
Solid.
on appearance for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Odin, what do you have?
Nose,
Oh, sorry.
Solid.
So solid on that. And I probably should have prefaced
I
that.
love Russells. I love Russells, but they have some barrel picks out there that are far beyond the 13.
Oh, fair,
Okay,
fair.
Let's get cleared up.
We'll have to make our way to those barrel picks then. All right, Lumpy, what do you got?
Beautiful color. Wow. Sorry, I'm still staring at the legs on this thing.
I was just
Beautiful
thinking
color.
about that too.
That's what I said. It's got legs for days.
Yeah, absolutely. Great nose. Fantastic. I would second you on the vanilla.
What
Yeah.
about the appearance?
Stay on topic.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm ogling this glass. I'm
Our
ready.
guests get to go wherever the hell they want.
Yeah, they do.
We have to stay on track.
Appearance, I'm going to go with this. This is definitely on a banger scale
Banger. All right.
on appearance.
Wow.
Big Red, what you got?
So before we started recording, we were doing a trial to make sure our rating system program worked, and we were doing the Old Forester 1924, and it got dinged a little bit because it was just a hair light on the color. That is not an issue with the Russell's 13. I love the color, and the legs have not fallen at all.
Oh my God.
Those legs don't lie. This is a banger.
All right.
Appearance for sure.
And just for the sake here, you're using your Diamas as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, same glass.
Got it.
He's on the Diamas, and the problem that I'm having with color, and I'm not giving it a fair rating, I'm telling you now I'm not, is because this Diamas is hand blown, so it's got that smoky dark color to it. You know, so it's really hard for me to get a true read, you know, on that. So I'm going to trust you guys because I know you know what you're talking about.
Oh, I love my Diamas, but yeah, there's certain things that you can't do with a Diamas.
That's true.
Correct.
We could be in Whiskey Grails and then make it even harder.
Yeah, right.
All right, so let's make our way down to the nose. So, Whiskey Witch, since you led into the nose, why don't you go ahead and take us away there?
I love the nose on this. And that vanilla is absolutely beautiful. It really is. You know, I don't get a lot of smoke, but I get a lot of sweet, maybe some brown sugar. God, I'm starting to sound like Bath and Body Works over here, guys.
Love that.
But yeah, definitely sugar. I definitely get vanilla, a little caramel. I mean, it's all the good stuff.
So how would you translate that to a rating? So I'm gonna jump ahead on that and say you're not gonna give it dog shit. You're not gonna give it garbage. So between solid, banger, or legendary, where would you place that?
I'm gonna say banger on the nose.
Oh?
I really like the nose on it.
All right. And Odin, what's your take on the nose?
I'm in between solid and banger.
Okay. Well, I can't let you go in between.
Like it's a solid. It's going to be a solid 0.5.
See, that's where the talking shit today rating scale, it forces you to pick one side or the other.
No decimal points.
No decimal points, no skill
Solid.
ratings.
Then I have to stay with solid.
There you go. Fair enough. All right, Big Red Whiskey, let me flip over to you. What you got?
A very happy nose is what I have. Whiskey Witch covered everything. I'm getting a little bit of the like brulee sugar on it too. This is a banger nose. I love
Burnt
this.
sugar, yeah.
I'm like leaning off the mic so you don't hear me sniffing this whole time. But yeah, no, this is a banger nose. I love it.
That is asthma for some people. All right, Lumpy.
All right. Well, I'm going to make this simple. I'm going to set them in everything everybody else said, but I'm going to add one more note to this that I've been picking up. I'm getting almost an apricot. That's my alien nose.
I can get that. That's stone fruit.
So what are you going to go with for that one?
That's 100% banger.
Banger. All right.
And X, what about you?
What am I going to pick? This is one of my favorite noses as far as this juice is concerned. We have had a couple pre-games. Can't lie about that. This is both the boldest and the lightest of the ones that we've had so far, if that makes any kind of sense. Because like we did the Old Forester 1924, which is great in its own right. It's very much like, it, to me, epitomizes just a good straight bourbon. This one, just because it adds so much more complexity to it, I have to go with the banger on that. So turning this back over to our guests. So, and all of us, we get to go in on the palate and taste it. So folks at home are going to have to trust that we haven't done that until just now.
I am 100% fresh palate on this one. Nothing. I've been drinking Gatorade.
Well, that'll help out a lot.
Well, I haven't done it in a minute. So I did actually pre-taste to warm this up because I have such a sensitive palate that if I don't, I'm not going to give you a good read. So now we're going to go ahead and really taste it.
It's good.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, that's a word for it already.
Yep. That's a perfect word for it.
Yeah, you should see what Lumpy's touching right now.
But the thing, are we comparing cost on this, guys? With that?
Yeah, just hang on. We're doing ratings right now. Don't jump ahead. Okay.
Talk value here in a moment.
On the front end, very sweet, very caramelly,
Yes.
very almost like a candy corn almost. At least is what I'm getting. Almost like a candy corn, really. The nose and that front end taste does not lie.
Whoa.
That's
It's honest.
folks, you've got to know how big that is to hear that from Whiskey Witch.
Yeah, it's honest. It is very, very honest. Now, again, I'm going to say this, guys, but please take it with a grain of salt, okay? Because, like I said, my palate is completely fresh. But I get a little bit of heat on that. Not a Kentucky hug. I get more heat. Almost like a peppery mid-taste.
I can see that.
Which I'm not a fan of. Just so everybody knows, I'm not a fan of that. But then finish-wise, it finishes warm, smooth, and long. Very long.
Which we'll be able to get into. So, with all those wonderful words, what do you want to rate this? I'm going to just jump ahead and say solid, banger, or legendary. Where does that rank for you?
Yeah. Man, I am so in between solid and banger. And the reason I am, the only thing that's keeping it from banger for me is that peppery middle. And that's a personal preference. I am not a peppery. I'm going to try it one more time just to see if it goes away. And maybe because my palate was so, you know what I mean? No, hold on.
But, that's okay, though, because we all have what we like.
Yeah, and that makes sense because it is a 13% rye, and rye has that notorious peppery kind of taste to it, so it 100% makes sense.
2 episodes ago, we had the Brook Hill, the Brook Hill rye, which, I mean, as you know, is difficult to find, and that one just slapped you left, right, and center with the rye spice.
Yeah, that kicked your ass with the rye.
So much of a punch.
Okay. They have done a hell of a job on this. All right. Like, as a distiller, and I got to kind of take my personal preference out and say, as a distiller, they've done a hell of a job for this. They have done what it is supposed to do, what they were looking for it to do. And to hit that sweet, peppery rye and that long finish, I'm giving it a banger.
Nice.
I'm giving it a banger.
All right.
They did what they set out to do.
Awesome. Mr. Whiskey Odin, what do you think?
I'm going to, only because, you know me, I'm the rye guy. So I like that pepper, burn your mouth, burn your throat going down, burn your stomach afterwards, burn the next morning stuff.
So you like the burn is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm going to give it the banger as well.
All right. I'm surprised that this isn't legendary, but the vault that I'm putting this against is the Russell's 15.
Oh.
And in my mind, Russell's 15 is one of the best bourbons that I've ever had.
Top 5 bottle of mine ever.
Wow.
So, I mean,
you really have got to come to Valkyrie Mountain Farms.
We do.
Yeah, we do. We know this.
Because and don't take this wrong, because I love all you guys.
Yeah.
But Russell's 15 wouldn't be in your top 40 here.
No kidding.
Well, you have a lot of things I've never seen or heard of.
I don't know. When we did...
I've got Russell's 15, and it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad.
And it is funny because, we were just having this conversation Saturday night. Like, what do you set your bar at? What do you compare all other bourbons to? What is your bar?
Well,
and, we were all talking about that. For me personally, my bar is King of Kentucky 17.
But I haven't had the 17.
Oh, yeah, we don't get that here in Florida.
I've only had the 15.
Right. So that's why I need you guys to come here and, try that as well. But everybody has their own bar that they set something against, and it's really always interesting.
Yeah.
The 15 was my bar.
We won't talk about the King of Kentucky 12 years small batch because that's
garbage.
That does not compare to its brothers.
Well, I will say that there's a couple others that I've been able to get a hold of that are definitely in those higher, like the Art of the Spirits 250.
What were you saying about the King Kentucky 12-year?
Compared to the 15, the 12-year small batch was not something to be happy about, and that's available here in Florida.
What batch was
it?
The batch 3 is very good.
I don't know.
What batch was it?
I'll tell you in a second.
Lumpy's pulling up the picture he took while he was sitting there.
So while he's looking for that, I'm just going to go ahead and say for me...
Batch 3.
Yeah, batch 3. Okay.
That's the best out.
We got to try that again.
Yeah,
I did not like that at all.
The 15 was great. I've had the 12 small batch, and I was not enthused.
They're not as good as the 17. They're not even in the same realm.
Well,
Well,
sure, but
they
the 17 doesn't exist down here.
Yeah, we can't find that
It
here.
doesn't exist. Most guys, I bought all my 17 off of Unicorn Auction.
Sure.
Paid too much for it.
I'm sure. I don't think those exist outside of the distillery, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Likewise for 15s. Well, the Russell's 15, we can't find those anywhere either.
So
But
the Eagle Rare 17.
I lucked out with my Russell's 15.
Yeah.
I was bidding on it on auction, and Vic, that owns Oat Liquors, was here at the bottle share that night. And he's like, "Don't pay that for it." I said, "Why?" He goes, "I have half a bottle at my house you can have."
nice.
So he gave me half a bottle, which I appreciated.
Yeah, that's the community. That's one of the reasons why we love bourbon so
And I'm
much.
not proud. I'm not proud. I'll take half bottles all day long.
No, we've had
Well-
conversations about if there a way we can legally sell like half bottles to people for a discounted price. But
Oh yeah. Well,
I'll be honest with you. If somebody come up with a legal way to do that, they make a mint.
I think we might start just doing it as a trade.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to trade somebody right now for a gold foil.
oh
And
really?
I was going to trade him a Buller Hill 142.7 and the Angel Share 138, and he's like, it's not an even trade, and it's not MSRP to MSRP, but secondary to secondary.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
we're kind of at an impasse right now because I don't like giving up. You know me, I open almost everything. So I've got an Art of the Spirits 14-year 155 that's not open, but I don't want to get rid of it.
Sure.
I got 3. I just don't want to get rid of one. I've got a Willet 12-year that's 119 out of 120 bottles. I don't want to get rid of that because that one's not a fair trade for a gold foil.
Right.
So
Right.
it's worth more. So I'm kind of screwed. I'm struggling with it.
He's struggling.
Because I've heard mixed reviews on the gold pool, so I don't know how bad I want it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So
Well, so
All
let
right,
me.
let's go, guys. Where
Yeah, I
you
was
at?
gonna say. Let me. So I'm easily giving this one a banger. So that's no question in my mind as far as what I like. This is easily a banger for me. So I'm gonna toss this over to Big Red and then on over to Lumpy. So what do you give this on the palate?
he says to me right as I take another sip, so I can't talk. Definitely those spice notes that you get from the rye, and I come and go on ryes here or there, but
Yeah.
also like a little bit of the leather and kind of that nice age statement to it. I think if these were hand-picked barrels by Eddie Russell, I think he did a great job blending these together and picking these barrels. This is definitely a banger. This is a great bottle.
All right, Lumpy, close out the palate for us.
Okay. Well, I like that rye spice hit. That is really good. I like that heat. I like the mouthfeel. It's got a good buttery coat. It's really good.
I think we're just going to have to put palate and mouthfeel together because everybody
Yeah.
tends to do that.
Yeah, they
I
kind of
think
go
they go hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of
banger.
banger from Lumpy,
All right.
and while X gets that entered in,
And y'all see that really sweet on that front end.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, sweet, and then it kind of burns a little in the middle with that rye, and then it kind of like the leather, and it lingers in the back end really nicely. And since we started talking about the finish, Whiskey Witch, what do you give the finish? How do you feel that?
I feel like that finish is a banger. I mean, it comes back as a true Kentucky hug. As
All
it
right.
should. It's not fire, it's not ethanol, it's not. They did what they were supposed to do with
Yeah.
this barrel. I mean, there's no question at all in my mind. That one right there, that's what it's supposed to do.
That is damn good.
Yeah, I agree. So I got that. Odin, what do you have?
I'll give it a banger on the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't. This is why we do 1 to 10
Sure.
because it's such a better variety of if somebody kind of like. You know what I mean? It's
Is
hard
he
to
shitting
pick
on our
like
rating
a-
system?
No,
If you weren't a
Yeah,
friend, we would be a fan.
No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, shitting
can't.
it.
We are
it's hard
unoffendable.
because you don't have halves. It would have been. I'd have been a solid 0.5 on everything.
Yeah,
But
I
having
got
to
you.
choose the 2, I just do
I
the
got you.
banger.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
To be honest with you, not sure I allow my guys to do halves. Can't remember.
Your
That-
guys can have those.
Your guys do
Yeah.
decimals all the time.
Yeah, they do.
It's annoying.
That's why I'm like 6.785 here.
Right.
That's why we created this scale. There ain't no decimals in this scale.
So, all right.
Makes it easier.
I'll chime in quickly here as far as the finish goes. I'm easily a banger on this one too. So, Lumpy, what do you have?
100% banger.
All right. And Red closes out on the actual ratings that count.
Yeah, no, the hug is great. I'm feeling it. It's just coating my tongue front to back. I love it. This is a banger. This is a beautiful bottle.
All right. So let's talk a bit about value. So I will say for this one, I got it at MSRP. So I was sitting at a dance competition and we talked about this on the show already. So I'll be brief. I was paying very close attention to no, I wasn't. We go to dance competitions to support our kids. So our kids weren't dancing at the time. So I just decided to check email and see, and then all of a sudden I get that email from Russell's. I think every one of us has gotten that email from Russell's. We're like, yeah, it's already sold out. No big deal. So I click on it and it says it's for Russell's 13. I'm like, okay, yeah, right. There's no way. And I'm in a lobby. I got a timer going. I'm sitting next to Lumpy at this time. I'm like, hey, look at this. He's like, what's that? So I explain. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it says I had 17 minutes. So the 17 minutes turned to 15 super fast, and it wasn't an honest timing. It was going down really, really fast. And I saw my place in line was 500, then it was down to 400, then it was down to 200. And then by the time I got in there, you want to talk about the most stressful thing. You get a 5-minute timer to complete your purchase as you're going through. And I'm in a place with shitty cell phone service on my phone.
Oh, no.
Trying to make this thing work. So I go in and get my bottle. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Woo! And then I hit the back button and I can process another one. So I went ahead and I processed the second one. I'm like, yeah, look at this. I got 2. I'm like, should I go for 3? Like, no one MSRP is. I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm going to go for a third one. And then I go in and I'm like, all right, cool. And about a week later, Russell's emails me and says, sorry, we need to cancel your order. We're only allowing 1 per customer. I'm like, oh gosh, please don't cancel both. Please don't cancel both. And lucky, they didn't cancel both. So I was able to get that bottle. So I'd say for what this costs MSRP, and normally I just stick with the general MSRP, I'll say this is a $200 bottle. And I have seen this bottle available for raffles, and I have seen this bottle available on secondary for over $400. I would never pay $400 for this bottle.
No way.
I paid slightly under 3 at a local liquor store.
Fair. That's much fair for secondary. So I think the value of this bottle, I guess, if you're a big Russell's fan, and particularly, this is a celebration of Eddie's career, and you're in for the fanfare, I think it's just fine for the value, for what it is.
I do too.
So
I do too.
That's just my personal take on it.
I would pay $3.50 for that bottle without thinking twice.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
But if you don't like the value, he doesn't appreciate the value of something.
I appreciate the value of everything. And the thing is, I think it.
But which it didn't lie to you. It didn't lie to you.
It didn't lie. That's true.
It didn't. It did not. But you're still paying for fanfare. That's what you're doing. And I don't like that.
I will say this: we're not always good as far as evaluating things. I think because having been lucky enough to be guests on the very first Bourbon Wars, we kind of really goofed on the GTS.
To be fair, it's the same mash bill between the bottle we thought it was and the bottle it was. So we had it down to a 50-50.
Yeah. So, and I think we said this to you guys, but we were convinced that we had Eagle Rare.
Yeah. It's the same mash bill. So we were like, we know we had it down to the exact mash bill. We just picked the wrong which bottle it was. But I'm like, I know this mash bill.
We didn't choose wisely, fellas.
Yep. Yeah. See, and to me, like I said, you're paying for fanfare. If you're a fan, if you're a collector of that, if that's what you like. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the work. I'm not taking anything away from the blend. I think all of it is on point. Fantastic job. What I'm saying is a $125 bottle. Period.
Okay.
End of story.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair. So we know which bottle will not be on the Whiskey Witch's shelf unless Whiskey Odin has something to say about it.
Well, Whiskey Odin has something to say about all of them. So there's that.
Well, so any other commentary on value here?
No, it doesn't. You know where I'm at.
Yeah,
It's funny. All you guys would pick that without a problem and be like, yeah, no problem. I scored. And I'm over here like, I don't know.
I still think that the fact that this was an honest bottle should raise the value in your eyes.
It did. I did. I said 125. That's a high value for me.
There we go.
That to me is top line value of a bottle of bourbon.
But ask her what she'll spend on a King Kentucky 17 year.
Okay, so
What will you spend on a King of Kentucky 17 year?
yeah.
It's not fair. All right. So for
All is fair in love and
this
bourbon.
is like, oh God. So I don't know. I think I spent $1,500 on one, and I think I spent 2,400 on the other one.
Wow. There you go.
You know, it's
My fucking eye is twitching right now.
there are people here in Florida that have paid that $1,500 for a bottle of GTS, and that's crazy
true.
to me.
Yeah, there's stores that we can go to.
I got my GCS for $600. I got a good deal on that one.
You know, but for me, and I know I'm spending stupid money. Like, I know I'm a fucking idiot, right? Like, I'm not even I am an absolute idiot spending that kind of money on bourbon. Like, it's literally, think about this. You're going to drink it and it's going to turn into piss.
Sure.
That's what's going to happen.
There is a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is a luxury for me
Sure.
that I very much enjoy. And it's a very special occasion. More importantly to me, is that I allow everyone that comes here to Valkyrie to try it because I want to share it with everyone.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
You know, so yeah, I'll spend that money on that. Should I? No. To me, in all reality, I'm going to say this again. The top line for that bottle should be $175.
Right.
That's the top line. That's what it should be. That's max.
I had the pleasure. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Witch.
I end up spending that kind of money because everybody else in the world are assholes and they won't let me get it at $175.
I think MSRP on the cheapest I've seen MSRP is at a Costco was $369.
Wow.
$369.
Okay.
Okay, well, you're paying for fanfare. Again, you're paying for fanfare.
Sure.
It's $175.
If I could get it
It's
for
like buying-
$369, I would buy a bunch of them.
You buy a case. He'd buy $2,400 worth of at that MSRP. Yeah.
Yes,
I actually would.
I would be setting them everybody for Christmas gifts.
I'm going to go ahead and just throw out a quick fact here before we segue into anything else. Since this is the 1 year episode, does anybody know, and anybody that listens to the show should know, and these two in particular, there is a place in New Smyrna and Oviedo that we talk about the most. It is the most talked about place here on the show. You may want to chime in just real quick.
Kenny's Liquors.
Love me some Kenny's.
Kenny's Liquors, the reason why that we talk about them so much is because they've got these spirit stations. And for those that don't know, if you've gone to a wine bar, then you know that there's these stations where you can go, you take a card, you tap the screen, and you get a pour of whatever wine you want. Well, in this case, they've got some rare bourbons in them. And the one at New Smyrna has 4 different spirit stations that are set up, including an additional one, which I never pay attention to, but it's got a couple tequilas and rums in it.
And they also have a wine one that I never pay attention to either.
Oh, yeah, see, I didn't even remember that they had that.
Yeah, on the one side is like tequila, rum, and wine, and then they got all the bourbon.
Then the ones we pay attention to are the other ones. Yeah, I got it. And then in Oviedo, you know that they've opened up a spirit station at one of their Oviedo stores. So that's really cool. And we had the pleasure of meeting one of the owners of Kenny's when we were at the Oviedo Bourbon Club tasting that went on just a couple weeks ago. So we're going to be doing some things with Kenny's Liquors. We think.
We hope.
So we're very excited for what that gets to do. So with that, I want to jump to. Oh, here's a easy trivia question for folks. What episode number did we stop counting in Spanish after?
9.
I know the Ocho was the Ocho.
Which is the one that we were all together on.
Mm-hmm. That's why I remember that one.
Ocho.
And that was our dodgeball one.
Yeah, I would say there's a whole bunch of jokes with that one.
I didn't realize till the other day that the ESPN, the Ocho, is a real thing. I was watching.
It is now, and they have a bunch of weird stuff on it.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, guys, unfortunately, the witch has to, our trainer is here, so she's got to pull the horses up.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going to run and work with this horse real quick, and if you guys are still here when I get back, I'll jump back on. But I love you guys so very much.
Oh,
congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. And if y'all need me for anything, you know where I am.
We do. Thank you so much for everything you've ever done for us in the show.
Thank you. We love y'all. If you like what you hear, please like, comment, follow, and share. You can find us wherever you find your favorite podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or Amazon. You can also find us on all the socials at Talking Shit Today, or email us at talkingshittoday@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.
And Whiskey Odin, how can the people find you?
I am Whiskey Odin 52 on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And I am Whiskey Odin, just Whiskey Odin on Facebook. And the brand is growing beyond what I ever thought it would be.
Well, so I remember when we got connected and I watched you jump from like 5,000 TikTok followers to over 20,000. And now you're well past that. I know YouTube has been kind of the one you're like, I need to figure out how to grow there. You've been doing great on Instagram. How's YouTube going for you?
I think I'm almost at 300 subscribers on YouTube. And Instagram, I think I'm somewhere between 16 and 17,000. And I'm broaching 70,000 on TikTok, and I'm almost 8,000 on Facebook now.
That's really cool, man. Well, and the cool thing is that, so you've been on brand for what you've been doing for quite a long time. If they've seen the bar, go ahead.
Yeah, Whiskey Odin's been a thing about a year and a half. And I'll be honest with you, I think if I did videos with nobody else in it, and sitting at a table, by myself, the bar and the guys do get a lot of likes and follows for me, I'm sure. Well, and Valkyrie Mountain has become a bit of a destination. There's a lot of influencers that come here. Our brand, our NDP, this is the address of the NDP that we're getting ready to go through. So, there's a lot to that.
Well, that was a hell of a segue. So your NDP, you want to tell us a little bit more?
All right. So we have an NDP that Lisa has applied for. I can't do the name yet, but it should be licensed within 3 weeks. The NDP is going to be a little bit different than a lot of NDPs. We're going to try to find premium whiskeys where everyone's not paying $130, $140 a bottle. We're going to do some work with liquor stores groups and influencers, more so than just a lick and stick, as Lisa likes to call them. Okay. We've been in the industry a while, so we do have the ability to source things at reasonable rates. So I want to pass that along to everybody. The Whiskey Odin bottle will be out in about 3 weeks with 10AC.
That's exciting.
That's probably going to be that's going to be on Match Networks, and that'll be probably under $100 with shipping and everything.
So do me a favor, compare. So you've obviously tasted it. So compare that to the Volunteer Cut. That's, I think, one of the better things that 10AC does.
Well, it's 122 proof.
Okay.
So if you've had their Chattanooga staff pick,
I think so.
You guys have.
Yep.
It's better than the Chattanooga staff pick as far as body and mouthfeel and viscosity. It's a pretty good. I think it got like 8.5 at the bar.
Okay.
When we did a review on. So, and a couple of my guys gave it 8 because they're assholes. But but it's a good solid bourbon, and it's not something I'm not asking. It's a beautiful bottle, which I think I've showed you guys the bottle. So it's it's going to be a collector's thing. It's only going to be like 220 bottles.
Okay.
And then the next bottle we do with Whiskey Odin is probably going to be with Lewis County Barrel Company, which is Meriwether whiskey.
Very good stuff, by the way. If anyone's never had Meriwether, they really need to.
Yeah, and eventually I'll do one with Lisa's brand. Just depends on how much she's going to pay me. But,
that's a good one.
But no, I would like to compete with the rare characters of the world with her brand, only because, but make it more affordable. I don't want to have, obviously if we come up with a 20-year bottle that there's only 50 or 60 of them, it's going to be a little more expensive. But I don't think it's going to be the secondary some of the stuff commands. But hopefully, we have a lot of really good friends in the industry, influencer-wise and industry people-wise, and I think it's a good time for us to start our own brand. Now, we're going to probably sit on that for 6 months and then get our DSP, because we've gotten our 90 acres changed to commercial property, so we can have the distillery DSP bottling facility here now.
So, Odin, for the listeners, what does DSP mean?
It is basically a distillery. You have two different kinds of DSPs. You have a DSP that buys barrels. They bring them, they can blend them, they can age them longer, they can bottle their own, and they can taste and sell on property. The other DSP is a full distillery where you can do everything the DSP can do, but you also can distill your own spirits, age them on property, rick houses, so on, full-blown distillery. That is our end goal. As you know, we have the Three Witches, which the Three Witches, we will, once Lisa gets her license, we are contract distilling with a local distillery.
Okay.
The Three Witches, and we will have a Three Witches full moon out, hopefully by Halloween.
Wow. Okay.
That sounds amazing.
We're already signed up for bottle number 2 on that one, because I think you're going to keep bottle 1.
Yes, and the full moon will just be our distillate, but it will be the Three Witches brand on it under the MDP's logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds really
so
cool.
It'll be the MDP, much like Rare Character does, where it says Rare Character, then it has who bottle it is with a picture.
For sure.
Kind of along that lines, but maybe a little bit more intense and detailed. And then the distribution hit a snag. I don't want to go over into that on the podcast, but so there's some legal issues arising from it. So we're going to have to do that over again, which we're going to. But it's probably 90 days out instead of the 2 weeks we thought. But that is going to happen. And then, we are going to be, Lisa and I are going to be at Brizzle Fest. We'll be at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, Bourbon on the Banks. And we are going to be at Cajun Yankees. Hearts and Barrels in February down in Louisiana. I would love to get to Rolling Reserve.
I was just going to ask.
Lisa's driving. We knew one was Fly, as you know.
Right.
And her knee has gotten horrible. So driving 9 hours is about our limit. And then we need 3 days to be able to recover from the 9-hour drive. So we're getting older. So.
And that ranch is in the middle of nowhere.
So he is down. He's about 18 hours from our house. If it was only about 12, I would push it and do it.
Yeah.
And Big Mike has given me insight into some stuff and helped to push it in different directions here and there. And I really would love to go support him, but unfortunately, I'm not going to make it down there this year.
Yeah, and he's a good dude.
Maybe if we're both in better shape next year, we can. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Big Mike's a good dude. He's been on the podcast. I actually went and saw him in Texas at the chapter opening for the Rio Grande Valley of the Whiskey Warriors and met all the people there. But I don't blame you, because that was a long day for me and I was flying.
Yeah, it's just a long road, and I'm hopeful that we're gonna do differently than a lot of these brands do too. Is we're gonna pick 8 to 15 different influencers. And as our bottles come out, we're going to send them a free bottle.
Nice.
So they can do an honest review and get it out there. And I don't think a lot of these distilleries are quite using distilleries and brands, and some of them are, using the influencer genre enough. Because not to toot my horn or your horn or anybody else's, but buy or don't buy bottles sometimes because they align their palate with an influencer's. And that's why somebody asked me one time, well, why don't you do bad reviews? Well, I don't do bad reviews because, one, it's a lot of work to put a bottle out there.
It sure is. Yeah.
And I am not going to trash somebody's dream because I might not like it. So I would rather not do a review than do a bad review.
Fair enough.
Now we've done some reviews that have been mixed. A couple farm to tables that I've liked and a lot of the other guys haven't liked, but they've all managed to be a 6 or 6.5, which is not bad on scale 1 to 10. And we just did Peerless 10. I think I just posted it today. It was a gift from another influencer, and I didn't like it that much compared to what a lot of people like it.
Okay.
I thought it was overhyped, overpriced, and it wasn't a horrible bottle. You know what I mean? I think I gave it a 6.5, but I had people in that video that gave it a 10.
Okay.
So what is your take on
something? I've never tasted a 10.
Okay.
So what's your
closest thing to a 10 I've ever had? Closest thing to a 10 I've ever had is a King Kentucky. That's the closest thing to 10. I think I gave it a 9.5, and I've given a couple of 9.5. I've never given a 10 score ever.
So what's 2 questions? What's your take on the Peerless expressions to begin with?
I'm not a Peerless fan.
Okay.
Their double oak is okay. It's about a 6.5. Most of their expressions are between a 6 and a 7 to me, which is still not horrible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guys that we do videos with, most of them align very closely to my palate. Like Acadian Lore. I know you guys all heard Acadian Lore. You probably saw my videos on Acadian Lore here recently. Matt, had 540 some bottles. He had 100 bottles left. I do talk to him. We're friends, and he's like, "Hey, do you mind helping me see if I can get rid of these last 100 he had a bad? He's having a bad experience with. I'm not going to get involved in his business, but with his partners, and or who was helping him sell. So he asked if I'd help. I did. He's on Mass Network. A lot of little people are a little hesitant because it's 8 year for $103, but I think that's good. It's 117 proof. It's a great bottle. But a lot of people are hesitant, and we had people at the bar that I asked to do the video with me the other night, and they didn't like it enough to put their name behind it. And I appreciate that. But, so we did it. I did it with the Terminator, who loves it. And so did a couple other guys. So him and I did the video for him. But, that's every bourbon and whiskey is going to have fans and people that hate it. Well, Jack Daniels. I hated Jack Daniels 2 years ago.
I remember we first talked to you about that, and you were like, "I'm not a Jack Daniels fan."
Yeah.
Next thing I know,
and I am a fan now. Their ryes are just, they blow me away. I went down to Distillery today and bought 6 Fuller Hill 142 7s and 6 of the Angel Share 138. Did have one hand, and I trade bottles with people, so it's always something good to trade.
That's what I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking a Jack Single Barrel Proof Rye.
Yep, and that they are some of the best bourbons out there.
My favorite.
We're going to have to talk about a couple of those bottles you just mentioned, sir.
Yeah. Well, we talk about this too, and actually we talked about this on previous episodes. Jack Daniel's Old Number 7, the black label bottle that everybody in their mother knows.
They had when they were 19.
Yeah, is fine. You can mix that. But people crap on the brand because that's all they know. They don't know about the single barrels, the 12 years, the rise.
You're absolutely correct.
And when I got exposed to Gentleman Jack for the first time,
that was my first.
it completely destroyed my palate for Jack Daniels, and then the Frank Sinatra blend. My friend and I did a tasting, and then it's like, there's things that Jack makes that people don't realize, and a lot of brands are like that. Like, I don't like Wild Turkey. I'll be flat out. I don't like Wild Turkey, but the 101, the Rare Breed, and a lot of other things.
Beacon, very good.
Beacon is
The
tits.
Beacon.
The Beacon is tits.
And a lot of stuff that Russell makes with
and you
the
haven't
same
cracked
mash
your
bill.
gold foil yet.
No, I have not tried the gold foil yet. I'm trying to trade for one, but
Okay.
it's I don't know that I'm going to make it happen.
I tell you what, people have marked that one up way the hell up
They
fast.
They bloody have. But that's the thing. People don't realize that sometimes brands make a distributed product and then they make a lot of, higher end issues and offerings that people don't give a credit to. So you got to watch what you say about whole brands.
Well, let me slide in a quick.
Tell you something. Gentleman Jack has pretty good legs on it for what it is.
Yeah, it does.
So let me slide in a quick little trivia bit here. So this is going to take us all the way back to episode 1. What was the bourbon that we reviewed on episode 1?
Oh, I know this only because we just watched this at Lumpy's house the other night while we were drinking.
Go ahead.
Three Witches, didn't we?
No, that was when y'all
that was
were on
episode 8.
Yep. Episode 1, you all had the Green River 250, the Army anniversary edition. And like I said, I only remember that because 3 or 4 days ago, we were sitting on Lumpy's back porch and we're like, we're coming up on 1 year. And we popped up episode 1 so that we could watch it.
He's the wiener.
Wiener! I wienered! He hit the bell and I was like, shit, what did I say I wasn't supposed to?
That's funny. So, and I guess the reason why I think that question was appropriate is we're talking about Rare Breed. We're talking about Wild Turkey in general. And I got to say, Rare Breed, I keep a running selection of $40 bottles that I think belong on everyone's shelf, and Rare Breed just kind of fits that.
Yeah, it does.
Wild Turkey does a great job with that. Russell's in general is a great distillery, so I'm pleased as punch. So, Paul, what else do you have going on that you would like to make sure people know that's happening in your world?
Other than the bourbon stuff, we have the Valkyrie Mountain and stuff with business, with building houses and stuff, but bourbon wise, just what I was talking about will be at some festivals. We have when I go up north, it was I was on live the other day, and one of the guys that follow me on TikTok, he's starting his own distillery in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Oh, neat!
So I'm meeting with him, and then there's two other distilleries in that area I'm going to go tour. Then one in Frederick and one in Woodbury, so Virginia. So while we're up there, we're going to do 5 distillery tours while we're in the area.
Wow.
So that's the one thing that's been pretty neat about this is a lot of the places kind of are cool about me coming and want to do stuff when we're there and all, which is neat. I never, let's face facts. I'm just an old guy that happens to have a lot of followers. You know what I mean? So, I'm appreciating appreciating it all.
Let's put that in perspective, though. So for those of you that don't know Whiskey Odin, especially if you don't know him personally, first and foremost, and this is not me blowing smoke up your ass, you are the honest goods. You are kind, generous, very inclusive, and you do your very best to help be a good part of this community. So you're not just an old guy who likes bourbon. These are all just part of your personality that we've been able to learn over the time that we've known each other. And there's not a person that we talk to that doesn't actually know you. That's not like, oh yeah, dude, he's a great guy. So that's the impression that you share with everybody. So, and we're just,
I say old. I guess I'm not old. I mean, the guy, the man here pulling the horse out for Lisa, who's a trainer, is 84 years old and he rides horses every day.
Oh, there you go.
Good for him.
You're only 3 years older than me, buddy.
He does more before 10 o'clock than I do all day, that guy.
I love that.
So,
well, when one of our former guests is about to celebrate 82 years, Woodhat Spirits, sorry. But 82 years old. And every day he gets up and he's out there in the distillery and doing everything he does for agronomy and everything he does for bourbon. It's fantastic. And have you had any of the Woodhat Spirits yet?
I have.
Okay.
I have a bottle that somebody brought me, one of the guys, and to be 100% transparent, it's in the Infinity Barrel.
Oh, okay. Good place.
I had a lot of their other expressions. You gave me a taste of one down there that I liked a lot.
Yeah. That was the Bourbonesque.
And then Jim
Rubenesque.
From Florida Bourbon Society gave me another sample of Woodhat, and I liked it. So I may have just had and you know how it is. You can. Well, I have different expressions of different bottles. People like and people don't like, and like a good example of that is Knob Creek.
Sure.
Knob Creek has a 21 that's decent, an 18 that's decent, but their 12 is spectacular.
It is.
And they have some barrel picks that are good, but then they did that Blenders edition, which I wasn't fond of, and they have a maple finish that I'm not fond of. So, each things, but I will say most of their stuff's spectacular.
Sure.
Everybody has things. Starlight, you know me, I love Starlight.
Yeah.
They've got a couple that aren't my favorites.
Sure.
But a lot of their stuff is really, really good.
And you know how it is. You open a bottle, you'll have a pour, and it won't be fantastic. You'll set it aside. You go back to it week 2, 3, 5, whatever later, pop it again, and you'll be like.
And in fact, matter of fact, I got to try tonight. Carrie brought me a cigar blend from Art of Spirits a couple weeks ago, and it was good. But he's like, hey, that really opened up. You got to try it. So I'm going to try it later tonight and see what he says. What it is like to me, because he loves it now. Yeah. So there's a lot of different. I think the biggest brand that has the widest range of good and bad bourbon from most people's eyes is Penelope.
Yep, I'll agree with that.
And I am not a fan, except for what was the one I had that I really did like? Because I know we did
their American light whiskey is off the chart. Their cigar blend is pretty good. Their estate collection is hit and miss, but their other offerings are very hit and miss. Some are good, some aren't. What I mean?
I'll agree with that. I've had good and bad. Their cigar blend is one of the first cigar blends I ever had that got me on my journey to being a cigar blend whore.
I will say the cigar blend was really good.
Yeah. And
the first place I had it was
the Magnus.
Kenny's. Spirit Station.
Yeah. The Magnus is great. I like the Art of Spirit stuff. The
Joseph R.
cigar blends are off the chart.
Yeah, if we want to talk about cigar blends, Joseph Magnus is one of my absolute favorites. And that's actually the only Joseph Magnus expression I've ever had was their cigar blend. So
I've seen their regular
bourbon is good.
I've seen their straight bourbon on the shelf, but every time I see it, it's right next to the cigar blend. Yeah. And I'll pick up the cigar blend because I love that bottle.
So good.
Good stuff,
when you guys finally make it up here, I have about 5 different expressions from them. They're all pretty reasonable, including barrel pick.
Perfect.
And like Maker's Mark, we just did a barrel pick with Maker's Mark that's phenomenal. I mean, it tastes like a cigar blend.
And there's another hit or miss that a lot of people have. Some of their offerings are great, and some of their offerings they're great in cocktails.
I haven't had a good one yet.
Yeah,
not saying there's not one out there.
I'm in the same camp with Maker's Mark. I just can't find one that I like. And I don't hate them. I don't think that they're bad. I just don't think that they're very good either, personally. But no, I'll have to take your word on that as far as the pick is concerned.
So I had the pleasure a few weeks ago, Odin. I had that Stag Hazmat. Yep. That was unreal.
Yes, the Stag is very good. Their big proofs are good.
I don't think the highest proof that I've had, Brett and I were in a bottle drop waiting for it. It was a 138.
Yes, I still have a little bit left. I think I still have a little bit left.
It was very close to Hazmat, but not quite there. And that is the best Stag that I've had. And now I don't think that they're terribly hard to find.
Well,
no one's spending more than $100 on these bottles anymore, are they?
Stag Junior is getting significantly easier to find. GTS is going to be hard to find, but Stag Junior is not hard to find, but it's not necessarily like an everyday shelf bottle that you're going to find.
Yeah.
It's about 9. It might get noisy for a minute, guys. I'm walking in the bar to get a pour.
Don't let us hold you back from that, sir.
Yeah, I was just saying, we've been refilling our cups occasionally throughout the whole night.
So
I just don't know what I'm getting. Have you guys had an HK Young? It's very good.
I have not.
It is very good. I have a 121 and a 116 proof. I'm going to crock the 121.
I wouldn't expect anything much lighter from you, sir. So
yeah.
let's jump back into some of the factoids that we've got here. So Lempy, you may remember this, and Red, maybe you do or maybe you don't. But General X, the name the moniker that I go by, was not the original moniker we were looking for. It was actually a flub. What happened?
I know that, but Red?
I'd like to know that.
Hold on, scrapping my brain here for useless trivia. I used to do trivia in high school and college, and I traveled all over the country to do it. So there's random places in my brain that have useless trivia in them.
No useless trivia knowledge for me.
So something to do with the AI gave you a screwed up name when you were trying to come up with your name.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 motherfucker.
Tell him what he's won.
And you can't see this, Odin, but there's smoke coming out of my headset because I had to think really hard about that.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We were sitting there, we were playing with AI, which, a year ago, playing with AI was a bazillion miles different than the way it is now, considering what I can do with AI in today's day and age. And one of the things that it did is we were talking about being Gen Xers. And most of us right now on the show anyway are Generation X.
Speak for yourself.
Except for the millennial that we've got.
No, to be fair, I'm an Xennial.
I am definitely a Gen X.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm an Xennial. I'm 85. I'm on that border cusp between the two. So I can be both depending.
Yeah. And I'm a very young Gen Xer, but still. And instead of saying Gen X, it called me General X. So simple, stupid little fuck up, but it was, it stuck. Well, and the funny thing is when I went to TikTok to start promoting this and I changed the branding that I had on TikTok because I had a mildly viral video that happened. It had like 90,000 views. Like I remember when I posted the video and all of a sudden I've got like 5,000 views, which was the most I'd ever had. And then I'm showing people, I'm like, I've got 20,000 views, 40,000 views. Like, what the hell's going on here? And then I rebranded that for General X. And anytime I went on live, it was always General. Hey, General. Hey, General. Hey, General. So,
and that's what they do every time.
I just went with it.
I don't have many viral videos. The only one I have that has done a ton of views is that stupid Follow My Pop Pop from my grandson.
Oh, there you go. I'm honestly surprised that your throne hasn't done more.
Yeah, it's creeping on 1 million views.
Wow.
Good Lord.
That's really cool.
950 or something last time I looked because my daughter pointed it out. She goes, you realize that stupid video you did with Nugget got almost 1 million views? I'm like, nah.
That's awesome.
But I haven't seen it.
Well, that's the power of cute things, right? So
if you like what you're hearing, please like, comment, follow, and share. You can find us on all the socials. You can find us at Talking Shit Today on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. You can find us where you find all your podcasts or give us an email at talkingshittoday@gmail.com.
And real quick, remind the people again how they find you.
I am at Whiskey Odin 52 on Instagram, on TikTok, and now on YouTube, same handle. And on Facebook, just Facebook. Let's go.
Perfect. Well, Paul, or Whiskey Odin, Paul, however, we've been going back and forth this whole episode. I just want to say thank you very much for joining us. This has been a hell of a lot of fun. We got to share the same pour. We got to have fun with the rating system.
You guys are great. I cannot wait for you guys to come here.
Seriously, listen, I say this almost every single time we talk about it. I have been preparing my liver for the day I make it to Valkyrie Mountain Farms.
I can't wait to earn my I've been Odin shirt.
You need to make you need to make
I've
those
got them
shirts
ready for you.
Oh
Perfect.
shit! Right on.
Oh no, people have earned them. I've seen them posted.
Oh, it's a thing.
Oh yes, it is. I've seen many of them. People
it's a
pass
thing.
out. he can just drape it over them when they pass out at the bar.
That's funny. That's funny.
There's been quite a few given out. Terry from Warrenstone Bourbon Society got our first one.
Perfect. Well, I love that. And I think now is going to be a really good time for us to segue to one of the segments that we like on the show is a recurring segment, which is Am I the Asshole? So, Whiskey Odin, we invite you to join us. We're going to go through a story that is either made up, which we're not very creative, so it wasn't made up by us, found on the interwebs, Reddit, some other place, and sparked a little bit of interest. So the whole point is to listen to the story, and then we all have to pick, was there an asshole? Was there no asshole? Is everybody the asshole? Or is nobody the asshole? So,
or is there a Kyle? Is there a Karen? So we'll figure that one out.
Lumpy's going to take us away.
Okay. So here we go. So a person in their 20s is invited by their mother to a family lunch with their 2 older sisters, both of whom which have 2 kids each, one of whom is nearly 18. The plan is to split the bill 3 ways, 1 share per sibling. The person objects. They don't have kids, and on a previous outing, they ended up paying a third of the bill that includes a sister's husband and both sets of kids. They raise it before this lunch happens. The sisters are offended, call them confrontational. Their mother finds out, sides with the sisters, and had actually begged the person beforehand not to say anything or to start a fight. Am I the asshole? Wow.
So that one's interesting. So, Whiskey Odin, you heard this story. They sit down to have a shared dinner. They've shared dinners before, and they've split it 3 ways for 3 siblings. But that's not quite an equal share based on the amount of people present for that bill. So what do you think about that? Is narrator the asshole for raising the issue? I guess who's the proposed asshole here? Are we the asshole?
Situation, I've just paid what I normally always pay. So, you know.
Well, I feel awkward in that situation because when you came to see us, we were going to buy you dinner. Next thing I know, you bought us dinner.
That's true.
I like to treat. I'm just one of them guys. So that's a hard one for me.
I agree. I'm one of those guys that my wife's cousins and I have actually fought for the bill. And the waitress one time came over and just held the bill in the air, and her cousin and I were slapping each other until one of us could reach the bill to pay for it. So that's the kind of people we are.
Good stuff. Same here.
Sure. So, do you think the narrator's the asshole? Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So, is the split 3 ways as siblings reasonable when a family size, or I should say when family sizes are unequal, or does per head make more sense?
It depends on if you agree going in.
True.
Okay.
So if you agree going in, then you know what you're getting into. If you don't agree going in, I can see where that would be problematic.
So that leads to another thing. Is it does, like you said, does raising the situation before the lunch rather than complaining afterwards change the math?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you have an agreed thing before lunch, then that's what you go with.
So where does keeping the peace stop being fair to ask of the one person?
Well, I mean, come on. It's about finding your own voice. So keeping the peace is that's appeasing other people. That's not appeasing the person who's got the issue to begin with. So that's my take on that part. But I can say
sometimes finding your own peace is more important than winning an argument.
We've talked about that.
Well, you beat me to it. We just talked about that shit in the previous episode. So
yeah, it's more important to have your happiness than to be right, is what we've talked about.
That's actually one of my Sunday thoughts coming up.
There you go.
Lisa and I have been talking a lot about that of late.
Okay. Which makes a lot of sense, especially when you put yourself out there in the public, because you certainly put yourself out there to be criticized and to be compared to and against, and it's So your piece matters a lot. I guess I'll jump in here, and I think my take on the whole thing is that in my household we're a family of 4, and when we have dinners with others, we try to take into account what our consumption is. We do not just simply divide up in 2 or 3 or however many parties are present. So, do I think that the narrator's an asshole? I don't. I think it's fair to think about head count. It's not absolutely necessary, as one who's picked up several tabs. But I understand where they're coming from, and I don't think that the narrator's the asshole here. I don't really think that there is an asshole, to be honest with you. So I think this one boils down to communication, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's funny because sitcoms all over the place, Friends, Seinfeld, and others have talked about this very issue where groups of people will go out to eat and 3 of the people will have like 3-course meals and drinks, and 2 of the people will have like a salad and water, and then they split the bill 5 ways equally.
Sure.
Is that fair? I think let's be real. If you're going out with your families, why are you not, and they're going to split the bill.
Mm-hmm.
They've already decided that like mom's not paying the whole thing or one of the families isn't paying the whole thing. You're already splitting the bill. Why aren't you splitting the bill based on your family?
Sure.
You're already going through the trouble. Why are you making it more complicated?
It's also a situation of what kind of people are there. I mean, I recently had a situation like this. We went out for a friend's, I won't say any name, birthday in Florida. His whole family was invited, and they just kind of left when it was time to pay the bill, and I ended up paying a $900 bill.
God damn. No, that's different, sir.
That's a different story.
You got doinked, homie.
You did.
Oh. Yep.
I hope you're able to walk okay after that one.
I didn't say anything, but that's the story for another time while you're here drinking with me.
Okay.
I can bitch about it.
There you go.
I'm going to put that in the memory banks
There
for
you go.
the Odin visit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be the after 17-year pour.
All right, so we in agreement that there's no asshole here?
Well, what was your take on it?
Well, okay. Yeah, I guess I got to get my input.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of agree that there's no asshole. I sort of agree that there should have been preemptive conversation about that.
Yeah.
I think the one person who's single and has no children shouldn't pay the third.
Sure.
Agreed.
This one person.
But at this point, why aren't you just splitting the bill? To Red's point,
you're already splitting the bill.
Yeah. I guess I can see that. Why not? Why aren't you splitting the bill? Okay, that's a good point. So it takes a little thought there, but
yeah. Well, I guess too, I'm used to paying for 4 people. So when I'm going through and if I'm at a bigger dinner than that, I'm already used to the bills that I'm used to. You're used to a bill of what? So I'm looking over at Red now. 2 to 4?
Anywhere from 2 to 5, depending.
Right. On who's with you. And you're a household of 3. So at least 3 people. So if we give you all of our bill or half of our bill for you to have to cover too, I mean, we're friends anyway. So of course we're like arguing. Like, let me put it out there. Our wives are the ones that are like, hey, you should probably send some money over to them. They're like, why bother? We're just going to be paying each other's stuff at any point anyway.
X and I transfer more cash back and forth via Apple Pay for dinners and alcohol and you name it.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like, whatever, man. You're coming over, just going to fucking split it. It just makes it simple. It was $100, just send me $50. I'm right on.
I tell my friends, look, at some point we're going to even out between all the lunches we buy each other, so I'm not keeping track anymore. Don't give me money. You'll pay for one of them in the future anyway.
Indeed. So, yeah, I guess there's really no asshole. There just needs to be a little more conversation preemptively, and that would circumvent any issues moving forward.
After hearing all that, I imagine I'm the asshole for what happened in Florida.
Well, you're not an asshole.
No.
You just got doinked.
No,
that's a whole different experience there, sir.
You just got doinked, homie.
Yeah, they might be, though.
Yeah, they are the assholes.
There you go. I'll take that one.
So, let's go ahead and we're going to segue into a little bit deeper dialogue. Before we do, I'm going to need to turn the mic right over to Lumpy.
As we like to do in every episode, we want to make people aware of the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, which the number is 988. If you have feelings of harm or know someone in need, please provide them with that number again. The number is 988. You can call, text, or chat 24 hours a day. We need you here. Talking shit today.
The world is better with you in it.
And you're not allowed to give up.
Add to that,
Please.
the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize what they have went through overseas, especially those still alive that were in Vietnam and some of the other wars like that, Desert Storm. And those people especially need to be in your thoughts. And if you know one, check on them daily.
Indeed. And provide them that number as well, 988.
And 988 actually has a separate key punch when you call in for veterans especially.
So I think it's worth mentioning too that 22 a day. So I did some fundraising in the past for preventing soldier suicide. And
that's great.
22 a day is one of the, and this is where the you're not allowed to give up comes from, is that there are on average 22 veterans that decide that they don't need to be here anymore. And through that willful choice, they exit their existence. And that is something sincerely tragic in our country. And it's specific to the United States. And we do have listeners worldwide. Believe it or not, this little shit show makes it out to Brazil. We make it out to Hong Kong. We make it out to other places in South America. And we've actually made it to Australia as well.
Wow, right on.
So for those international listeners that we've got, we're talking specifically for U.S. veterans and the suicide rates for soldiers. And the statistic is that 22 soldiers a day decide that they no longer need to fight. And I'm just going to sit here and say every single day, you're not allowed to give up.
And we appreciate your service. We need you here.
Yep.
If you watched us, we have several veterans at the bar, including a Vietnam vet.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Both of my parents were veterans, and both of them have had issues, but, stayed the course.
So on that
both my father and my father and my father-in-law were both Army veterans. They're both gone now, but they had some issues while they were still here.
Hoorah. All right. So let's go into, let me just preface this by saying this is heavy, but I chose this on purpose. So there's a clip that Big Red's going to play for us. And this is off of an Instagram clip. This is not original to the show. We're going to go ahead and hear what these words are. But the reason why I chose this and the reason why I think this is a good topic for us is that here at Talking Shit Today, we accidentally get serious. We have said this before. And what we accidentally get serious about is men's mental health. And we were reminded that men are really just half the population out there. And we should be trying to reach out to everybody. And while I agree with that, I do think that it's important that we take time to focus specifically on men's mental health. And what this soundbite goes into is a significant reason why I personally feel, as General X, that this is an important topic for us to continue to focus on. And I'm glad to continue to propagate this conversation. Considering the amount of feedback that we've received, I think our listeners feel the same.
The saddest thing in the world that nobody talks about is how the only reason a lot of guys are still alive right now is so the people they love and care about won't have a dead father, brother, son, or friend. Because for a lot of men, their version of living is simply refusing to die. Not because they believe tomorrow will be better, not because they have hope, because they can't stand the thought of what their death would do to everyone else. And that's a fucking tragedy. Even at their lowest points, they're still putting everyone else's needs above their own. They'll suffer for years to protect the people they love from suffering for one day. And they believe their only value is in what they can carry, provide, fix, and or sacrifice. So they keep going, not for themselves, but for everyone else. And what nobody tells them is that if the only reason you're alive is because other people need you, then somewhere along the way you stop believing that you deserve to live too. You became so focused on being a good father, a good husband, a good son, a good friend, that you forgot to become someone worth living in your own eyes. A healthy man doesn't stay alive only because other people would miss him. He stays alive because he believes his own life has value, because he has a purpose that belongs to him, because he wants to be an example to the people in his lives of how to live. And if this is hitting close to home for you, don't just keep surviving, man. Start building a life that you actually want to wake up to. I've worked with countless men now, and I'm here to tell you that it is possible. You just can't do it alone.
Okay.
I'm just going to let that marinate for a sec. That is heavy.
That's deep, man.
So before I turn this over, and Odin, since you're our guest, I'll turn it over to you first. I just want to say that I always carry a handful of bracelets on my arms. One is Morse code for family, because for me, family is paramount. And that is the family you choose, your nuclear family, and in the right circumstances, the family that you're born with, but especially the family that you choose. The other that I carry with me now, I got for our 20th anniversary with my wife, is she gave me this kind of infinity bracelet, which is pretty boss if I don't say so myself, just to signify our time together, which is fantastic. And then there is on my other wrist, which is why I don't wear a watch a whole lot, because that wrist that I normally wear a watch on is occupied. But it has three little sayings on it. It says, "We matter, you matter, I matter." And it serves as a daily reminder for me and for anybody that decides to look that we matter. We're important, and it's important that we continue forward, whatever that happens to be for each of us. So, Whiskey Odin, I'd like to turn this over to you after hearing that soundbite. What does that invoke in you? What does that make you think about? Either your own mental health challenges or struggles or accomplishments, or those that are surround you, that you've worked with, that you've been a part of their lives. Like, what is that? How does that resonate with you?
I've had people that I know that have taken their own life, and I try as a friend to watch. And Terminator's now sitting here with me. He was listening to it too.
Hey, Terminator.
We try to watch. They're saying hey to you, then. Hey, how we doing? And we try to watch, especially in our small community, because people have ups and downs in life. And we try to watch what's going on. And, you know, my own mental health, I stay pretty positive. And I'll be honest with you, the community we have here where we get together twice a week and drink and talk, and that really does help. You know, our Vietnam vet was in a bad way. His son told me he was ready to give up before he started coming here. And sometimes you just need something, but you need somebody in your life that understands that you need something.
Indeed.
Right.
To help that along. You know what I'm saying? And just, I've been lucky enough that I have a lot of friends And I have a lot of people I could call and say, hey, I'm having a bad time, and they would be here. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know, you three down there in Florida, you know, I consider you all friends. If you called me and said, hey, I'm having a problem, if I was able, I would be there.
Likewise, sir.
You know, so, and that's important for people to have, but there are people out there that are lonely, that are in that position and do not have a lifeline. And that's an unfortunate thing. And, you know, you have to hope that everybody has some kind of support system or a lifeline, be it even if it's a suicide hotline that they can go to. But I've been fortunate enough to have these guys here and now a community completely behind me, because you know as well as I do, Phil, this community is second to none, and it does help when somebody has cancer, pediatric cancer, suicide. There's a lot of things that this community does.
Oh yeah.
I know I kind of rambled on that, but you kind of get the gist.
100%.
Oh yeah, no.
Sorry for the ramble.
No,
But
that's
that's
fine.
not
No,
a
no.
ramble, but that's something that is very near and dear to me. And you know, everyone wrestles with their own demons, be it something that happened in the past, financial, personal, relationship wise. You know, there's always something there that causes stress to your psyche. And you only can pray that you have a group or a person or somebody there that can relieve that stress.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
And it's kind of funny, you mentioned the demons, and X was talking about his bracelets. I have one that I wear every so often, and it's from a brand called Demons Behind Us. And that's one of the things they focus on is a lot of people, and I'll honestly say everyone, because everyone, and I'll be happy to say and generalize, has some kind of demon. But their theory and philosophy is you've made it this far, your demons are behind you, and it's Demons Behind Us is the brand and the company, and that's what they focus on.
I actually have heard of them.
Yeah.
I've actually heard of them.
And that's what they do is they focus on, you know what? Your demons are behind you and you're moving forward. Mrs. Big Red loves to say, you're here right now. You have had 100% survival rate so far. Keep that going forward. You're here talking right now. That's 100%. All the problems you've had, you've survived 100% of them, and you can keep that going. And yeah, I've had a lot of personal struggles, and you talk about community. Lumpy and X were talking about, you know, getting together and everything. And I said, you know what? Let me come over too, because I'm going to need some distractions this week because I was having a hard week. And yeah, we sat out on Lumpy's porch and we hung out and had cigars and whiskey and just, you know, bullshitted, because sometimes you need that found family. And X mentioned chosen family. And you know what? My chosen family is 10 times larger than my nuclear and born family, and I love every one of them.
That.
Yeah.
And there's nice Terminator and me just with Damien are down here just talking about the week, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the most simple things sometimes that have the most impact. For me, I gotta say I'm a pretty even-keeled person. I don't really have too many demons other than my job, which I'm like, that was the devil. I need to exercise the demons, you know, but and I understand that because I know people that have been beyond reach who rejected help. That's the hardest one. Because you want to be there from them or be there for them, excuse me. And they don't want to accept that because they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. For them, the light at the end of the tunnel is a train. And it's something that's so powerful that they can't grasp that there is support out there. You know, there's a funny thing where they say denial is no longer just a river in Egypt. You got to realize, first of all, you got to realize there's a problem. And then that if you have support, reach out. Grab it. It's a life preserver. And yes, those simple things.
Sometimes it support comes from the most strange place.
The most obscure places. Yes, you are correct. So I understand that. My wife is Mrs. Lumpy she's a counselor. So she deals with a lot of mostly youth-based issues.
Well, and let's expand on that. She's not just a counselor; she's a school counselor.
True.
That is a vaulted position that's way underappreciated.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I get to hear and sometimes see some of the dark things that come from our youth, from their homes, from their lives, their experiences outside of school that translate and transcend into the school world. So these are problems that need to be kind of dealt with at a younger age so they understand that there's help out there. So by the time they're an adult, they can get that help or even, get that help now.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my take on it.
Well, just to add to this, especially going back to the soundbite, there are a lot of things in there that I connect with as a person who feels relatively okay from a mental health perspective. And I have talked with therapists. I've gone through loss. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and they were talking about the loss of children that they've had to deal with from miscarriages and how difficult that was and how unimaginable it is to deal with the loss of a child that wasn't a miscarriage, that you actually had more of a connection with. But loss and grief is really difficult. What I have found, and like you, Odin, I've had people that I've known have cared about that decided that it was no longer their time to be in this world. It's a gut wrenching. Matter of fact, Red and I know somebody in particular that went through something just like that, and it's gut wrenching. It's, as a person who has had friends who have committed those acts, it feels like a betrayal. Like it's hard not to feel, kind of selfish about.
Well, you feel like they gave up on you as well because they didn't come to you for help, and it's a community defeat sometimes. That's why when Roy started feeling better, we all were like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? And he told me, you guys are what keeps me here. And he goes through a lot of stuff. Vietnam was not a great time, and these guys go through physical and mental stuff that none of us could ever imagine in life. I mean, Lisa's father died at 65 from complications from Agent Orange. I mean, he was in great shape other than those complications, and mentally he was in and out. And it's just horrible that our government doesn't do more to recognize that.
Well, yeah, that's a point for another conversation. We are purposely not a political show, but
yeah.
And you know what? I am purposely not a political person, so I get you.
But I will say you're right. There's a lot more that we should be doing for our veterans in general.
And I don't think that's a political issue as much as it is a social issue.
Correct.
And to Odin's point, even if they, X and I had a mutual friend, like he said, and this is somebody that I was in contact with during the time and talking to, and later would find out what happened. And you kind of feel betrayed, and I had a long time, and Mrs. Big Red had a fight, with me, trying to convince me that, I'm not at fault for it because, was my advice not good enough? Was my friendship not good enough?
Sure.
And, people don't realize that those actions extend far beyond yourself. Me taking my own life is not just something that affects me. Like the audio clip said, it affects everybody. It affects your friends.
Yeah, but you're never going to see that as the person going through it, right?
In that situation, as
your tunnel vision is such that you're only seeing your experience, your pain, your suffering, and, having been through it a few times,
same.
It's unimaginable to me because, like the clip said, I think about, and honestly, I do think about what would the people that I care about be like without me there?
Mm-hmm. There was a couple of times in my
And
life where
I think that they would not be as well because of what I am able to do for my children, for my wife, for my friends, for even my job. Like all these things are part of me. If I'm not there to be those things for them, then the only thing that's different between me and the person who feels like they have no value is that I feel like I have value.
I've been the guy in that clip saying, this is something I'm thinking about, but I don't want to have to think about what would happen to the other people.
Go ahead.
I agree. That's it. I mean,
so I'm looking at our show notes that we generated. This ties back to our recurring men's mental health thread, where it's what's underneath the anger and the choices. It's the belief that your value is only in what you carry, fix, or provide. So that's deep.
And so for anybody that's just joining us for the first time, of course, you should be following Talking Shit Today everywhere you find your podcasts and on all your socials. But what Lumpy is getting to is that it's quite often that men feel like their value equates to what they can provide.
Right. So this isn't a toughen up segment.
Right.
So it's exactly the opposite. The clip's whole point is that needing help is not a weakness.
Right.
Not at all.
And I would just add exactly like my bracelet here says, I matter, you matter, we matter. And I think that we just need to continue to say those things. And let me just bring this back to something that we talk about frequently on this show. Not just men's mental health, but we are the fragile ones.
In more ways than one.
Like that story from the BTAC touring experience, that we are the fragile ones, that's an absolute fact. But that also leads to this community that we are in helps to give us all value, helps to give us all placement, helps to give us all community to help us through those periods of time where things do get dark.
It's invaluable.
Yes. And so, Odin, just like you were talking about there at Valkyrie Mountain and the way that you've been able to reach people that are going through seriously dark times and they're able to find community there, I think that is the thing that helps, if nothing more, even if you don't find value in yourself, finding value in being part of that community to continue to wake up and be there for the next day and the next day and the next day and to keep moving forward. That is enough for me anyway to continue forward, to keep going, because while I'm fairly happy with my life and I'm happy with my community and I love my friends and family, and I'm looking at these two gentlemen here and I'm talking to you just the same, Odin, and I don't feel like it's inappropriate to say to the men in your life that you love them.
Indeed.
I think that is very fair.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because at the end of most nights, you would be surprised how many I love yous come out of these guys' mouths.
No, I
into
wouldn't.
their cars.
No, I'm one of those people. I love you to my friends and hugs, and like I'm very expressive because I want to make sure that they know how important they are.
So we've had this conversation in previous episodes about the word love. A lot of people don't understand the word love. They don't understand the meaning of the word love. If one man says I love you to another man, that's not a sexual thing.
Mm-hmm.
The word love can come in many ways, and I'll rehash this again. It comes from Greek and Latin. There's 3 versions of love. There's philos, agape, and eros. So eros, when you say I love you, in an eros fashion, is the love between a man and a woman. There's agape love, which is the love, let's say, between you and God. Then there's philos love, which is brotherly love. Hence, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. And it can get a little deeper than that, and I'm not going to go that far, but I'm just kind of breaking it out in cliff notes there for you. So when you tell a good friend, I love you, it is what it is. Take it as you will.
Terminator and I didn't know that about Philadelphia. Thanks for giving us
my pleasure.
learning.
Glad to share.
More good trivia for you, sir.
Yes, maybe that'll be a trivia on a Bourbon Wars.
Go.
Well, you can't include us because we all know it.
Well,
we have an unfair advantage.
We would love to be on your next round. I know we missed the cigar blend round, but we'll have to.
I was actually still going to ask you guys if you would like to do that. It's probably going to be after KBF.
Yes,
I'm a cigar blend whore. I already told you I want to be on that episode.
God.
Yeah, 100%. You could always include us.
Yeah, no, anytime. If we're available, we're on.
So,
well, that was a good segment, fellas.
Yeah, that's, we accidentally get serious, but honestly, I think that one's important because to all my brothers out there, and I am speaking directly to you, you matter. You should be here today. You should be here tomorrow. And no matter how much of a struggle you feel like you're going through, somebody will be there for you. Even if it's us in this little shit show that we've got going on here.
You have to ask.
You just reach out to us. We're here for you. And if the only thing you hold on to is for the next episode that Lumpy has to somehow make sound good.
And we've come a long way in our audio sound, by the way.
Yeah. We're here for it. The world is absolutely better with you in it.
Indeed.
100%.
So, all right. Well, I think we've definitely hit some fun parts. We've definitely hit some trivia. That Russell's 13, I gotta say, it is in my top 5 for sure.
Indeed.
Terminator just brought me out some Silver Belly Alan Jackson barrel proof. Good too. Silver Belly Alan Jackson barrel proof 118.8. Actually, their CEO is going to be at the farm to probably do some videos end of October.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, well, and remind us, because I've been trying to think of it, the one that won our episode of Bourbon Wars, which was the first one, which is a SoFi.
Ooh.
Do you remember what you can say about that one? Because, man, that was really good.
Really fucking good.
Collective, that is Boogeyman. That was Boogeyman.
That was so very good. And can I just tell you something, though? I think that one was a bit of a cheat of an entry because there's 8 bottles of it anywhere.
Literally,
that was no fair.
Nobody has ever tasted that bottle except you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, from a guy who used to make mower fuel in his basement.
I'll tell you what, if you guys haven't had this Silver Belly, it's really good.
We have not.
Never even heard of it.
This is Alan Jackson's brand. They have their distillery on downtown Broadway in Nashville. Their low proofs are okay, but this barrel proof is very, very good. Very good. His daughter actually is the blender at the
perfect.
place.
Wow, right on.
Nice.
So,
hey, Odin, we always like to close with a good toast. Do you have a good toast you'd like to provide? If not, we can bring one.
Or even Terminator.
Yeah,
Terminator, if you've got a
toast.
toast.
Terminator.
Terminator, you got a toast? Any kind of a toast? I'll toast to all my friends. Well, all your friends, and if you're having issues, make sure you contact me. Everybody's right. Yeah. So, if you guys want to add to that.
So, I'm going to add to that. Our first ever guest is back for episode 26. It's not a coincidence. It's a full circle. Raise a glass. Be with friends. Be with family. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. All said, Mom.
I have a toast for this too. To 1 year, to found family, to returning guests, and to the future. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Love that. All right. And that is the episode.
Officially.
Guys, we love you guys, and I'm gonna hop off here. I gotta get on a FaceTime call, actually.
Okay.
I understand. Thanks for being with us,
Hey,
bud.
love you
Terminator,
too,
thanks
man.
for joining.
Thanks,
Alan, thank you
Terminator.
so much.
Yep.
Yeah. Love you too, man.
Love
Take
you
care.
guys.
Thanks, Terminator.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you guys. See ya.
The mic's gone cold. We drop the talk real hot and bold. From Lumpy to General Lex, ain't no delay. Thanks for talking shit with us today. Hey yo, thanks for talking shit with Lumpy and X. Breaking it down till there's nothing complex. Riding the beat as we close the show. Catch you next time on the late night flow. Spin the dial, rewind the tape. We keep it real, this ain't no escape. Laughs and truth serve raw, not sweet. Mic drop, Lumpy and X bring the heat. Hey yo, thanks for talking shit with Lumpy and X. Dropping truths and making you reflect. We out like a jammer, smooth and slow. See you next time where the convos glow. Words in the air as the beat fades out. Lumpy and X, that's what we're about. So keep it locked till the very last say. Thanks for talking shit, we out today.
That
these
was a
fucking-
hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was a
I mean,
2-hour episode.
Other than sucking ourselves into a black hole for that mental health segment because that was heavy
That was
and
heavy
dark.
as hell.
And I told my friends, they were like, "Oh, what's the podcast?" Because the ladies I talked to, they're like, "What's the podcast about?" And I was told them, and I'm like, they're like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be fucking heavy."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, I'm gonna be fucking moving somebody, and then I'm gonna be driving down, and I'm gonna be getting into a fucking segment about suicide, and I'm gonna be like, fuck, today's gonna be a heavy fucking day. And then I'm gonna be going back up to fucking move furniture. I'm like, I got 3 fucking heavy things in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been attacked. God, I can't hear myself.
I thought you were going to keep the recording going.